Hi, Bill Maher with another edition of, what do we call this? Downtime, Bill tweets back. Who has time to read? Any politically incorrect fans remember that from '93? Well, tweet me if you do. Okay, finally getting around to watching your Yahoo special. Oh yes, good. Thanks for doing this. I needed a bill fix. Can't afford HBO no more. Well, it's up there for about another 2 weeks, so yes, it's a really funny hour. You should catch it if you haven't. Right there on Yahoo for free. See? I give back. Boy, did I have a giving month, huh? Bill Maher, how do you feel about poor people? How apropos. Well, having been one, I'm sympathetic. And I was writing about this in the Huffington Post, their new money section recently, and it's very liberating having been poor, and I was very, very poor at one point, starting out in life. It's great because, you know that you can live without money. You don't need that cushion to sit on. But of course it's good, especially when you get older, to have some money. Also, I'd like to make the point that getting rich is usually a fluke. I've made this point on the show before, but, if you can throw a baseball, or I'm certainly glad I learned how to tell jokes, but it really has nothing to do with why someone should be rich. We don't really say, well, this person's a teacher or an astronaut or a, soldier, or helps, the infirm, the doctors. It doesn't matter. It's a fluke in America. You invent, whiteout or something and you're a billionaire. Rush Limbaugh, oh, he's in the news a lot, says something bad about a woman, it's sexist. Bill Maher says something bad about a woman, it's satire. Exactly, I'm glad you've grasped that. Well, not exactly. And look, I would never say that I haven't crossed the line. I have sometimes, but here's the difference. And I'm always sorry if I offended people, never try to do that. But, Rush, when he gets in trouble, he says he's a comedian. He's not a comedian. I'm a comedian, a real comedian, who's out there every other weekend all across this country. I'm going to Alabama in a couple of weeks. I was just in San Antonio and Albuquerque. I work Vegas. I'm a comedian. I stand on a stage in front of thousands of people and make them all laugh their fucking guts out for 90 minutes to 2 hours. When Rush can do that, he can call himself a comedian. And when you are a real comedian like that, my rule is, yes, you have a little more license to say things which might be over the line. The comic they always compare me to is George Carlin. So just think of it that way. George Carlin, he was out there, he was super funny, and yes, he sometimes crossed the line. That's what comedians do. Rush is not a comedian. Okay, Bill, would you go to my son's wedding with me? June 23rd. Save the date, I'm serious. Well, no. I'll be honest. I'm not going to lead you on here. You're not a Marine, and I'm not Mila Kunis, so that's not going to happen. But good luck with the wedding. So I saw via pictures you talked with Tebow. Yes, I did, at the Vanity Fair party. Has your opinion changed about him? No, I always liked him. I never disliked him. I just dislike religiosity in the public square. And if he's going to keep doing that, I'm going to keep making jokes about it. But I never disliked him. He seems like a sweet guy. We had a long conversation. I liked him a lot. He's a young guy. He's been brainwashed like all religious people have, but you can't hate all people for that. I don't hate anybody for that. I'd like to bring him over to my side, but that's not going to happen, and he's not going to bring me over to his side either. But I did tell him that I guess I repeated what I said in a tweet recently, which was that we originally had mischaracterized him as a inept football player. He had that one bad game when the first time he started, and we made some jokes about him. And I said, no, he's good. He's a good player. We should not have said that he wasn't a good player. But also, of course, if you think his winning games ever has anything to do with the first century Palestinian man, you are in kindergarten. Okay. Is Satan, speak of the devil, the evil genius behind the downfall of the GOP? Perhaps, but I think Satan is responsible more for the recall of the McRib. That's where I put Satan's place in life. I wish Bill Maher was my uncle. That would be awesome.